Reason is back. Reason. I'm sorry. How are you doing? I'm richly blessed. I pray that you are as well. I'm excited. Reason is back. It's available for use as a plugin inside of your DAW. Let's talk about it.
At McRae Music.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with Reason, it is a really cool, actually, it started out as a DAW, a fully functioning DAW by itself that you could use to not only, of course, track your MIDI production and all those kind of things. I believe you could do audio as well. But also you could use it to build really cool sound combinations. It came with a really cool interface with wires where you could connect things in different ways. So you could layer up patches and do things in a really cool and really creative way, more so than you could do in, I think, any other DAW at the time. And I used to use Reason, and then I started using Reason coupled with Ableton. And that was my MIDI production setup back in the day, prior to 2017, before I got access to Mac and started using Logic Pro and never looked back, right? That was my combination. So I have a ton of Reason patches, refills, just probably like 20, 30 gigs of sound for Reason that has just been sitting on my sounds drive for all these years. Every time I look at it and think about getting rid of it, I would be like, no, I can't do it. I might get Reason again one day. And the day has arrived, right? This is why you don't throw stuff away. The day has arrived. Reason is now available as a plugin in your DAW. So you no longer have to use Reason as a DAW, because before, even once I got Logic, I would still use Reason, but you had to use like Rewire. It was real clunky, kind of how you had to do it, where you could MIDI it up to Logic and use it as basically like a sound library. And it was just very, very clunky, right? So ultimately I got rid of that, moved the majority of the samples I wanted to keep over into Logic Pro, and that was that. But now you don't have to do that. We can just load it up right within our DAW and everything works. We are going to take a look at that. I'll talk about who this might be for. I'll talk about how, or if I plan to use this. We'll take a look at what it looks like. And of course, we're going to talk about cost. How much would this cost? What are the different options for you in that regard? Before we take a look at Reason in your DAW, please take a moment and like this video and subscribe to this channel. And feel free to hit join if you have not already. There are some videos you're missing out on that are for members only. Go ahead and take a look at those. And without further ado, let's take a look at the Reason plugin. All right, guys, here I am in Logic Pro. I have already downloaded and installed the Reason plugin. So here it is, Reason Rack plugin. If I just search for Reason real quick, I will see Reason Rack plugin and the effect plugin. So I'm just going to choose the Reason Rack plugin. And this is going to load up. And this is Reason. Absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look at what we have. So all the usual suspects are here, right? If you've used Reason before, this is literally Reason in your DAW now. So we got our Dr. Octo Rex loop player. I haven't looked at some of this stuff, honestly, in almost 10 years. It's been that long since I have been able to use Reason. The Kong drum designer. Oh, so many memories, man. NNXT advanced sampler. This is like the main sampler, right? All the different things. Redrum, right? All the different patches and things are here. Thor Polysonic synth, all this stuff is here. So a few things we could do, right? I could easily add in an instrument by just clicking on it. So it gives me some recent instruments here. I could also say browse other instruments, and it pulls up my browser where I can search for patches. We'll look at that in a second. I could also say add other device, and I could come in here and I could get into all these other devices they have. So my instrument devices, effect devices, utility devices, right? Like our mixer, our combinator, player devices, right? All these things are in here. So let's say I wanted to add in the NNXT or the NNT sampler, right? So I'm going to go to instrument devices, going to go to Reason Studios, and here is NNXT advanced sampler. Let's add that in. Cool, there it is. we have, of course, all of our patches, right? So I can say browse patch, and it brings me to my browser here. Of course, we have, so let's talk about this area. So we have a nice area where we can search for things. Here I can look just for NNXT samplers or patches, or I can do all instrument patches. Here we go. I can see my default Reason library here, my default sound bank. I also have this orchestra sound bank. All the stuff is here, so I can choose from any of these patches. These all come with. Some of them are going to be bad, but hey, look, it's a default library. What you going to do? Finger bass. All good stuff. All right, this is great. Now, here's the cool thing. If you have refills, right, or if you have patches, refills are like packaged, a group, think of it as like a group of patches packed together in one file, right? That's a refill. Or you could just have individual patches. I've got both of those. So I've already created shortcuts. Over on the left, you are able to browse, right, your user library, all the things in here. And then you could get down in here and you can browse your computer. So I browse my computer, and here I have my refills folder, which I've got a ton. Like I said in the intro, I have so much stuff. I honestly don't even remember what all this stuff is, but I've got a lot of it, right? So I could come in here. Let's say I want to pull up one of my string refills. Let's go here. Yeah, the Miroslav string ensembles. I love those. I have all these different things in here. Let's just choose one of them. Just double click. There it goes. It loads up. Woo. I miss this string library. So all this stuff is here. This is great. All right, I can remove. This is not a tutorial on how to use Reason. I'm just showing you how it works, right? So I can go through here, grab whatever it is that I want. I also have some patches that I create. So if you have just individual patches, right? I got some different instrument patches. Let's look at this. I got some combinator stuff. What's this? Oh, okay. I got like a split kind of patch here. So this is cool. This is my combinator. I can open this up. Hold on. Where can I see my devices? Here we go. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, there we go. Devices, right? Boom. All this stuff is in this one. And again, if you haven't used Reason, this is the cool thing. You can build out whatever you want. So I built this. I did this years ago. So I did a split here with a piano and a bass and a pad of some sort. I've got some effects here. I could flip this around and we can connect stuff all kind of ways. So this is the cool thing about Reason. You can really get in here and build some really cool stuff. All right. So everything is here. This is so cool. This is so cool. Let's look at one. Let's look at a drum kit. This is where all my drums used to come from. From Kong. Let's flip this back around. I got my Kong kit. Look at all these kicks in here. Woo-hoo-hoo. This is fantastic. I'm going to use some of this stuff again. I haven't used these things in years. So this is great, right? So everything is here. If you're a Reason user, right, if you've got a bunch of Reason refills, Reason patches, you can load them up in here and they work. This is fantastic. Again, I have not touched these patches in probably over 10 years and they still work. Kudos to Reason for not switching to some newfangled format where all your old stuff doesn't work. If you haven't used Reason in a long time like me, you can come on back home and all your stuff is going to work. This is great. All right. Now, here's the thing, though. You guys know what I like to do. how much is this going to cost me? Well, let's take a look. All right, here we are on the Reason Studios website. We can get into Reason. Let's go ahead and let's shop. And here is Reason. All right, so what I like about it is you do have the option of either doing a subscription or buying the license outright. Plugin companies, please start doing this. Don't make us do a subscription all the time. Give us the option to buy and own our software outright. And I love that they are allowing us to do that here. So if we look at the cost, all right, it is, let's see, so you can get the actual Reason DAW and the plugin on a monthly or yearly basis. Monthly, it's $20 a month. Yearly, it is $169 a year, right? I really don't have any interest in doing that. So let's say you're me and you're interested in just the plugin, right, to use within your DAW. Well, you can either get it for $99 a year as a subscription or $12 a month. $12 a month, not cheap. I mean, it's kind of fair to middling as far as subscriptions go, but if you're not going to really use this, that $12 a month is going to kind of add up, right? But it's kind of just kind of thinking about some of the other subscriptions, like the Output subscription, Output Arcade, and all that other kind of stuff. It's kind of floating around that range, all right? We do see that it gives us a 7-day trial, so if you want to test this out, go ahead and grab that 7-day trial, and then you can choose to cancel if you like. But it is going to cost you $12 a month, right? Now, if you want to buy the license outright, we are going to pay $300 for the DAW and plugin, $200 for just the plugin, all right? That is a fair price to me. With all the stuff that you get so much stuff, and people make packs and make things all the time. I have no clue where to look for them nowadays, but you know, back in the day, you go online, you could find them, people offer them, some people might sell them, others might offer them for free, but $200 for your overall license, that is fair. That is fair. Now, also in context, Logic as a whole, with all that it comes with, is $200 by itself. So, I don't, you know. But, you know, with all the stuff that comes with this, I think that's a good price. You have $79 for an upgrade price. I'm guessing if you're upgrading from Reason 12, I think, since they're on 13. But that's what it is. To be honest with you, as much as I love the nostalgia, I don't know that it's worth it for me to pay the $12 a month for this. So I think at some point I'm going to just buy the license outright at some point. It's not a necessity for me right now, so I don't know how soon I will do that, but I think for me personally, the outright license route is the route that I'm going to take for this. But I am looking forward. I'm using the on the monthly trial right now, so I might shell out the $12 for maybe just a month or so, or who knows, I might end up keeping it just to kind of play around with it and kind of remember everything and see what it has to offer, because there's so many cool things in there. I love the Rex looper that's in here. It's really great. There's lots of great things that you can do with that, but that's the cost. I'll put a link in the description so you can go here and decide if that's what you want to do, or decide which route you want to take. Try the trial out and see if you like it. That is really cool, right? So again, we can just load up Reason in our DAW now. I am looking forward to digging back through some of those old patches. There's tons of refills I never even touched, probably, but kind of refamiliarizing myself with how to navigate through it, how to link things together, how to make stuff work. I'm really looking forward to kind of playing around with that, and then ultimately buying the license so that I can have access to that from here on out, right? So click the link in the description, take a look at it, give the free trial a chance, and see if you like it. All right? Thank you guys for watching. Please, again, feel free to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit join if you haven't already done so. It's only $1.99. There are several members-only videos that are there, and there's going to be lots more coming in the future, so you don't want to miss out on that. And I'll see you guys again soon in another video. Peace. Thanks for watching. Hey, here's some other content you might want to check out. Just a suggestion, no pressure. Feel free to watch whatever you want on the channel. Also, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? That way you can be notified when new videos are coming out. And feel free to hit that join button too for members only content in the control room. See you next time.